Diana's final years. Every week, a letter from Philip. Some were 5 pages long. The tone was harsh, accusatory, threatening. Diana told friends, "Philip hates me." After the Panorama interview, the letters got even harsher. Philip's rage. Before we explore the secret correspondence between Philip and Diana, please subscribe to The Diana Stories and hit the like button. This story reveals a side of the royal family few people know. The letters nobody saw. Between 1992 and 1996, Prince Philip wrote numerous letters to Princess Diana. These weren't casual family correspondence. They were intense, lengthy, and, according to Diana and those who saw them, deeply upsetting. Diana described the letters to close friends as harsh, critical, and threatening. Some were 5 or 6 pages of dense handwriting. Diana would receive them, read them, and often end up in tears. She told friends that Philip's words made her feel attacked, cornered, and afraid. The exact contents of these letters have never been fully published. They remain private royal correspondence. But people close to Diana, Rosa Monckton, Paul Burrell, and others, have confirmed their existence and described their general tone and impact on Diana. How it started. Surprisingly, Philip initially supported Diana during her troubled marriage to Charles. In the early 1990s, when Diana and Charles's marriage was falling apart, Philip wrote to Diana with what seemed like sympathy and understanding. He acknowledged that Charles had been wrong to continue his relationship with Camilla. He expressed concern for Diana's well-being. Diana was initially pleased and somewhat surprised by Philip's support. She responded to his letters, hoping for an ally within the royal family. But this supportive tone didn't last. As Diana began speaking more openly about her marriage problems, as she gave interviews and cooperated with Andrew Morton's biography, Philip's attitude changed dramatically. The supportive letters stopped. The critical ones began. The tone shifts. By 1995, Philip's letters had become harsh and accusatory. According to those who saw them or heard Diana describe them, Philip blamed Diana for the marriage breakdown. He criticized her behavior, her media strategy, and her public criticisms of Charles and the royal family. Philip's writing style was direct and forceful. He didn't soften his criticisms or show much empathy for Diana's perspective. Friends said the letters read like Diana was being dressed down by a commanding officer, not communicated with as a family member. Diana found the letters deeply hurtful. She had hoped for understanding from her father-in-law. Instead, she felt attacked. She told Rosa Monckton that Philip's letters made her feel she was being blamed for everything, as if Charles's affair and the marriage problems were all her fault. After the Panorama interview. In November 1995, Diana gave her famous Panorama interview with Martin Bashir. She spoke openly about her marriage, Charles's affair with Camilla, her own struggles with bulimia and depression, and her feelings about the royal family. The interview was watched by 23 million people in the UK. It was explosive, revealing, and from the royal family's perspective, devastating. Diana had broken the ultimate royal rule: never complain, never explain. She had complained and explained in graphic detail to millions. Philip was reportedly furious. According to Diana and her friends, the letters she received from Philip after Panorama were the harshest yet. The tone was angry, accusatory, and threatening. Rosa Monckton later described Diana showing her one of Philip's letters after Panorama. Diana was shaking as she handed it over. Rosa read it and was shocked by the harsh language and tone. She said it read like Philip was writing to an enemy, not his daughter-in-law. What the letters said. Because the full letters have never been published, we can only piece together their content from what Diana told friends and what those friends have shared publicly. According to these accounts, Philip's letters blamed Diana for the marriage breakdown and for not trying hard enough to make it work, criticized her for going public with private family matters, particularly the Panorama interview, accused her of damaging the monarchy and hurting William and Harry with her public revelations, told her that her behavior was unacceptable and had to change, suggested that if she didn't change her approach, there would be consequences. Diana interpreted the letters as threatening. She told friends that Philip's tone made her feel unsafe and cornered. She felt he was trying to intimidate her into silence and compliance. Paul Burrell, Diana's butler, confirmed he saw some of these letters. He described them as stinging and said Diana would cry after reading them. Diana told Paul that Philip's letters made her feel hated by the royal family. Diana's response. Diana initially tried to respond to Philip's letters. She wrote back, defending herself and explaining her perspective, but she found the exchange frustrating and upsetting. Philip didn't seem interested in understanding her viewpoint. He seemed determined to make her see that she was wrong. Eventually, Diana stopped responding to Philip's letters in writing. She would read them, share them with trusted friends, and file them away. She couldn't bring herself to continue the correspondence when it felt so one-sided and harsh. Diana told friends that Philip's letters confirmed what she'd always suspected. The royal family saw her as the problem. In their view, she was the one causing trouble, embarrassing the monarchy, and failing in her role. Charles's affair, the institution's coldness, the media harassment, none of that mattered to them as much as Diana's failure to suffer in silence. The threat Diana felt. The word threatening is important here. Diana described Philip's letters as threatening, but what did that mean? Was Philip threatening physical harm? Probably not, but Diana felt threatened nonetheless. The threats were more subtle. Philip's letters implied that Diana's continued defiance and public revelations would have consequences. Her position, her relationship with William and Harry, her royal privileges, all of these could be affected if she didn't fall in line. For Diana, who was already feeling isolated and vulnerable, these implications felt very threatening. She was divorced, living apart from the royal family, worried about her safety, and concerned about her future relationship with her sons. Philip's harsh letters reinforced her sense that powerful forces were arrayed against her. Why Philip wrote. To understand Philip's letters, we need to understand his perspective. Philip was a naval officer, a man of duty and discipline. He had spent his adult life supporting the monarchy and maintaining its dignity. He believed deeply in the institution and its importance. From Philip's viewpoint, Diana was damaging the monarchy. Her public revelations, her interviews, her cooperation with biographers, all of this was airing the royal family's dirty laundry. It was undignified, inappropriate, and harmful. Philip also believed Diana wasn't trying hard enough to make her marriage work. He had stayed in his own complicated marriage to the Queen for decades, putting duty before personal happiness. He expected Diana to do the same. Philip's letters reflected his frustration and anger. He saw Diana as selfish, attention-seeking, and destructive. He wrote harshly because he was trying to shock her into compliance, to make her understand the damage she was causing. But Philip's approach backfired. Instead of intimidating Diana into silence, his harsh letters reinforced her determination to tell her story. She felt if the royal family was going to treat her as an enemy, she might as well fight back. Friends' reactions. Diana's close friends were shocked by Philip's letters. Rosa Monckton said she couldn't believe how harsh they were. She felt Philip showed no empathy for Diana's situation and no acknowledgement of Charles's role in the marriage breakdown. Other friends encouraged Diana to keep the letters as evidence. They worried that the royal family might try to paint Diana as unstable or dishonest. Having Philip's letters would prove that Diana was under real pressure and facing real hostility from the family. Paul Burrell kept some of the letters after Diana's death, which later caused controversy. He eventually turned them over to the authorities during investigations into Diana's death, but their contents remained private. The divorce negotiations. Philip's harsh letters coincided with divorce negotiations between Diana and Charles. The royal family was determined to end the marriage quickly and on their terms. The Queen had written to both Charles and Diana in December 1995, urging them to divorce. Some believe Philip's letters were part of a coordinated pressure campaign. By making Diana feel isolated, attacked, and threatened, the royal family hoped to push her into accepting divorce terms favorable to them. If that was the strategy, it partially worked. Diana did agree to divorce, though she also negotiated a substantial settlement. But the harsh treatment also hardened Diana's resolve to maintain her independence and public voice after divorce. After Diana's death in August 1997, questions arose about Philip's letters. Some wondered if they had contributed to Diana's emotional state in her final months. Others felt the letters proved the royal family had been hostile to Diana, lending credence to conspiracy theories about her death. Philip himself never spoke publicly about the letters. He maintained his characteristic silence on personal matters. He walked behind Diana's coffin at her funeral, showing public respect, even if private relations had been hostile. In later years, Philip did make a few comments suggesting some regret about his relationship with Diana. He acknowledged the marriage breakdown had been difficult for everyone, but he never apologized for his harsh letters or admitted he'd been too hard on her. The letters' significance. Philip's letters to Diana matter because they reveal the pressure Diana was under during her final years. She wasn't just dealing with media harassment and personal struggles. She was also facing hostility and threats from within the royal family itself. The letters show how the institution protected itself. Philip saw Diana as a threat to the monarchy and treated her accordingly. His harsh correspondence was meant to intimidate her into compliance and silence.
Diana's willingness to share these letters with friends shows her determination to document her treatment. She wanted people to know what she was facing. She understood that her perspective might be dismissed or denied, so she preserved evidence. What remains unknown? The full contents of Philip's letters remain unknown. They've never been published in their entirety. We only know what Diana shared with friends and what those friends have revealed publicly. Some letters may have been destroyed. Others are probably held by the royal family or in private collections. It's unlikely they'll ever be fully released, as they're considered private family correspondence. This secrecy frustrates historians and Diana's supporters. They believe the letters would prove the extent of pressure Diana faced, but the royal family has successfully kept them private, maintaining control over the narrative. Conclusion. Every week, sometimes more often, Diana received letters from Prince Philip. 5 pages of criticism, blame, and implied threats. Diana would open them with dread, read them with tears, and share them with friends who were shocked by their harshness. These letters represented the royal family's response to Diana's defiance. She wouldn't suffer silently. She wouldn't disappear quietly. She insisted on telling her story, and Philip's letters were meant to make her stop. But they didn't work. Diana continued speaking out until her death. She gave interviews, cooperated with books, and maintained her public profile. Philip's harsh letters didn't silence her. They proved she needed to speak. Today, those letters remain mostly secret, but their existence and Diana's reaction to them are part of the historical record. They show that Diana's struggle wasn't just with Charles or the media. It was with the entire royal institution, represented by Philip's harsh words arriving week after week. Diana told friends, "Philip hates me." Based on his letters, it's hard to argue she was wrong.